I recently posted a video on investing in government securities. What I want to do now is I want to share some examples of interest payments for different investment amounts. So I'm going to open up my Google spreadsheet here that I've created. And over in the left column, column A, you'll see in gray, highlighted in gray, different investment amounts. I have amounts ranging from $1,000 down to, or up to rather, $100,000. And before we get into the interest payment, I really want to stress that this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is really if you have some funds, you have some savings, and you want to be able to preserve it. You don't want to leave it in the bank because you may be tempted to spend it, or it's just too many fees are coming out. You want to preserve it and you want to be able to grow it. And that is what investing in government securities like the Bahamas registered stock, the savings bond, and treasury bills allow you to do. We're going to speak specifically about the Bahamas registered stock. So right now, with the interest rates they have going on, we talked about in that video tenors. So you can invest in different tenors: a 3-year, 5-year, 7-year, 10-year, 20-year, and 30 years. So for the 3-year bond, the interest payment or the interest rate is 3.7%, 4.16% for the 5-year, 4.82% for the 7-year, and it goes up to 6.65% for 30 years. If we look at, let's take the $1,000. Let's say you have $1,000. You just you want to put it somewhere to save it. So here I have two columns. I have annual interest and total interest. Now the interest payments are paid every 6 months. If you purchase or you invest in the 3-year bond, what's going to happen is every 6 months, this annual interest payment, and I made it annual just for the ease of calculation, but this annual interest payment, that's multiplying the $1,000 by the 3.7%, that's going to be given to you. You're going to divide this by 2. If we divide 37 by 2, that gives you $18.50 every 6 months for each year, for each of those 3 years that you would be getting funds. And if you just put $1,000 in your bank account, trust me, in 6 months, it's not going to be $1,018.50. You'll probably have less than $1,000 because of fees. And so it's a really great way to preserve your money and to make a little couple extra dollars along the way. And then in the next column, we have the total interest, which is for the 3 years. When we multiply this $37 that you're going to be getting every year on your $1,000, this is what you would have gotten in interest payments for the full 3 years. Now, the more money that you put in into the Bahamas registered stock, the more your interest payments will be. So let's take $10,000. Let's say you have $10,000 saved up. I don't know, you got some kind of bonus, some kind of payout, and you have $10,000. And if you do that, let's say you do it for 7 years. Okay, you purchase a 7-year bond. Every year, you're receiving $482. Now, with these interest payments, one of the things that Vicario Bodhi from the central bank shared in that video that I posted, which you should watch if you haven't, these don't decrease. The interest payment, the 4.82%, that won't decrease. In fact, it'll either stay the same or it'll increase. And so if we look at that 7-year period for the $10,000, every year, $482 you'll receive. And again, this is paid semi-annually. So we're going to take this 482, divide that by 2. Every 6 months, you would get $241. And then for the 7-year, by the end of the 7 years, you would have received $3,374 in interest payments. And of course, at the end of the period, which is the maturity date, you're going to get your $10,000 back. So in total, you would have grown from $10,000 to $13,374. And again, the longer the period, the more those interest payments will be. Look at the 30-year for $10,000. And over the course of 30 years, you would have made $19,950 in interest payments, and your money would have been preserved. This is really great if you're saving up for retirement, really great if you're saving for your kids' college fund. And then, of course, again, these larger amounts, Maybe someone died and you got an insurance payout, or you just retired, and so and you don't want to just splurge all of your money. You want to be able to preserve it and make money on it. Bahamas registered stock, these government securities, are a really good option.